This conference was different from what we had last year in a sense that it combined the usual RIC conference with the Afrigeo Symposium, but there was also the wonderful meeting we had at the beginning for Digital Earth Africa. So because of that, I want to request Stuart to stand for recognition, because I think one of the major things we take from here is that we have a new product coming on the continent through the efforts. I'm saying this because I know how long he has taken developing that proposal. He has come to Nairobi, he has gone to Addis, has gone to several places, trying to develop the proposal and secure the funding that is going to give our countries a product that we are going to use. And I hope next year in our conference, there will be papers that have used materials from this very product. So please stand up for recognition. I know the rest of your team are not here, Adam, Sally, and others, but we recognize what you have done because this is a tangible product. So on Monday, we were here with the CS, the Minister of Defense in Kenya. We had two deputy ministers from across the continent to come and grace the occasion. And in my report to our governing council at the end of the year, I'll say this is something new we have on the continent. Let us make use of it as we move forward. The second group of people I want to recognize in a special way is the AUC and ECA. And I'll say why, because if you listen to the origins of this center, they are our parents. RCMRD, I don't know who is the father and who is the mother, but I know ECA and OAU are the ones that produced the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development. That's why when I joined the center, my first duty was to try and reconnect ourselves to our roots. So my first visit was to go and see the AUC chairperson and see the ECA executive secretary to try and reconnect RCMRD to our parent institutions. So the representative of AUC has just given his remarks. Andre has been here together with Oliver, who left before. And I think our team will be in Addis next week again to do the similar connections with two institutions. So we are doing some work for AUC, but more importantly, we are here as an African institution set up by these two important institutions for a role within our member states. So thank you very much for being around and being supportive to this center. Of course, there are the other partners that Professor Kema has enumerated. I also single out USAID and NASA, who have produced Seville. Seville is a program that has been, last year we celebrated 10 years of partnership. So NASA, together with RCMRD as technical institutions, with the funding from USAID, have been running programs over the past 10 years, and we are still moving forward, developing services and tools for our member states. So that's really strong partnership that is growing, and I want to thank the two institutions for being reliable partners that we have stayed with all this long. And I hope even the new partners we are getting, we should be able to stay together and develop more important things as we move forward. Steve, again, besides Geo, even with the DEA, Digital Earth Africa, he was part of the development team. So he's always campaigning, looking for resources to support the continent. Whatever initiative that is supporting geo-development on the continent, he's been a firm friend and helper in this process. So, Steve, we appreciate whatever you do for us in this field. So, having thanked the partners, I want to appreciate also some suggestions. I think while we were running this conference, a number of ideas were being put across, and even though this is the third year we are running this conference, we are still in the learning phase. So we hope with the ideas you have put across, like having more policymakers in the room, like improving on the gender balance, and a number of things, we have picked them up, and we hope next year we should come with a much better conference. And I would hope even those who have not given their suggestions should have the opportunity to convey them to us so that we can build this forum. It is our forum. There's nothing else RCMRD wants from it other than us providing space for researchers, for scientists, for policymakers on the continent to come and engage. Indeed, as you see this compound, I remember last year in my closing remarks, I mentioned that we want this to be the geo-hub of the continent. And even from the infrastructure development point of view, I had mentioned to you we have a plan to develop here. So at one point in my vision, I can see many of the startups coming from DA work and others having their offices in this compound, operating, so that everything is going to be happening here. That is my vision, and together we can be able to build it. And I can see the first steps towards that, so that really any reference to geo-development refers to the RCMRD premises. So I believe there'll be other events at which we'll be meeting this year. During the course of the conference, some were announced, like the Africa GIS conference that is going to be in Rwanda in November, the Geoplenary in Canberra. We have our governing council meeting here in November, where of course we'll convey what has come from here. We'll have the permanent secretaries and heads of mapping agencies in this compound, and we'll be able to share with them what came out of this conference.
I really appreciate this conference because it was wonderful. So I appreciate and many thanks for those who organized this session.
From the importance of data in decision making, from science and policy issues, matters with regard to SDGs, and today we're talking about research and capacity in Earth observation. And you'll agree with me, these are all topical issues that are very, very important to all of us. I wish to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has participated in this, right from the very interesting presentations from the guest of honor, from the keynote speakers, all of them. I think I will agree with me. These have been very captivating presentations. I want also to thank all the panelists who have been involved in this, the facilitators as well, the presenters for both the oral and poster presentations. We are very, very grateful for the presentations that were made. We want to thank all our partners. I think it's very, very important to acknowledge the input and contribution of our partners. I think partners are very, very critical to the success of any engagement, and certainly so for RIC. And we can see our partner base keeping on growing, and we hope it grows even more into the future.
There are 2 points that I would like to transfer to actions: connectivity and services. So from the AUC side, we take the comment from Esri. We are really aware about the connectivity issue in Africa. So that will be one of the actions we need to do, like finding more funds and collaboration and partnership with all those who can provide free and open access to data. But also services are very important. And like it has been said by many people, we have to think about the use of all this technology. So yeah, it's been a very exciting week, and I would like to finish by saying thank you very much.
We thank the organizers for the most wonderful conference. We had a very extremely useful week. We have learned a great deal. We thank the government of Kenya. We thank all the sponsors and partners for their generosity and interest in the conference. The staff of RCMRD, and all those who are working very hard to make the SDGs a reality. It would be nice to see this conference growing steadily. As a result, this conference taking place in all other member states. With that said, I hope to see you all in Lesotho someday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kabela.
We have a small token, myself and my colleagues, Ndate Mohapi and Ndate Makgalemele. Ndate Mohapi and Ndate Makgalemele. We have a small token for the DG.
Please, DG, come to the... Wow. Hey. Please, a round of applause for Sylvia. This was on previous slide. DG, you're the one to give up. Yes. Next is Stephen. Emily, on behalf of NASA USA in Survey, please. Etta Jackson, our sister. Please, a big round of applause for Etta.
Not always easy to see nice things come to an end, but I guess this is the day, and my duty is to give the closing remarks for this conference. The speakers who have come before me have made it easy for me because I was worried that in trying to thank whoever has contributed to this conference, I might forget a few people. So I want to pick a few that I think were missed out, but I add my vote of thanks to all those people enumerated by Professor Kiema on behalf of RCMRD, particularly our partners. So dear friends, it was nice having you here on our premises, but I guess there are other people who also want to see you back, families, your employers and colleagues. So we'll say for now, safe travels for those who are leaving today or over the weekend. Let's just stay connected. I think having the Deputy President here, if you ever doubted how important you are in terms of your role within your country, it should have been a moment to wake you up to say, I'm important, I'm just not living up to it. So go home and have that in your mind and say, yes, I must live up to this calling, and then I'll be appreciated. So very many times we say we are not really treated the way we should. It's because that's where we put ourselves. So the Deputy President, considering that this is an important meeting, making his time to come here, prepare a considered speech that struck with what we all thought about, should wake us up to say we are an important group. We can play a bigger role in our societies. It's really up to us. And I want to call you to that mission that we should be able to deliver. So I thank you very much for heeding our call and wish you all the best in the different endeavors you'll be undertaking from here. Thank you so much.